Previously on SuperIdols RPG.
But maybe we don't need a president. Maybe we're just fine figuring out all the shots as a group.
We've got some kind of puzzle scavenger hunt.
Is this like a theme that they're trying to pull with their group? Like a puzzle themed idol group? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Well, that's what I do. I'm your cheerleader. And then Amberly chimes in. Yeah, this is literally what she does. She is our WOTA, I guess.
What if we took one session and we just focused on each of our individual styles and we all kind of see how we work within that style?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, on 3. Go group name.
Group name.
Didn't count to 3.
Hey there, everyone, and welcome back to the SuperIdols RPG podcast, your number one stop shop for all your super-powered pop star needs. I'm joined always by my lovely players, Dana Lexa.
Hello.
And T.
Hello.
Unfortunately, Michelle cannot join us right now. There's a bit of scheduling issue going on at the moment, but we are going to go forward today with Dana and T at least. And we are going to pick up sort of the next day after we left off. It's day 4 of the new term at Fort McNally High. It's the 3rd official meeting of the Idol Club. As we said last time, you're not going to meet every day like this going forward, but just during the first week, you're having meetings every day just to make sure everything is all set up and ready to go for the rest of the term. Especially since, as we discussed last time, your aim right now is to try and find an identity for your new idol group, whatever it ends up being. So, we are going to arrive after school at Conference Room 3, the official meeting spot of the Fort McNally Idol Club. Is there anything that Valerie or Angie are going to do on the way, or are they just heading straight there after class?
I'm probably going to do, or Angie's going to do the usual, hang out with the clique for a few minutes, just to get that ego boost before she has to go in and hang out with Valerie to just, as an ego boost. And that would probably be what she'd do for a few minutes before she went to the club, just to have, her clique of friends tell her how awesome she is before she
sure
before she gets there.
So you're hanging out with Sofia, who we met last time, who's talking to you about all her favorite big idol groups. So as you arrive at well, you're not arriving at the club because you're trying to not show people where your club meeting location is.
Yeah, I split off from them and then I make my way there.
Yeah, so you wave goodbye to Sofia, who's yelling again about her top favorite group, Physicians Unknown, and how you totally have to come see them with her.
Yeah. And I mean, I need to check out the competition, so I'm a little curious about it, but...
Anyway, so you make your way into the club room. So far, it's just Karen. Karen is always here. She's already kind of lounging back on a chair, half leaned over, seeing if she can, balance it.
And knowing her, it's probably effortless and, she's totally pulling it off.
Oh, yeah, she's, got her her arms out, T-posing, totally comfortable.
Yeah. Hi, Karen.
Sup, Angie? Have you tried this? It's great.
Looks super fun. I'm just gonna go get the clipboard, okay?
You rock that clipboard. She gives you a thumbs up.
I will.
And Valerie, are you heading straight here as well?
I think Valerie takes some time to find a quiet corner outside the school and just sits and listens to metal on her headphones for a few minutes to kind of psych herself up alone, and then heads in.
Sounds good. I'll find some good royalty-free metal to play here. you happen to see, you don't think of it much, but on your way you do happen to see like a blur of what looks like 3 figures pass you by going somewhere on your way. You're not sure where they're headed, but they go by in a hurry. You don't pay them too much mind, though, since they don't seem to be headed in your direction, so.
Yeah, I just ignore them and head in.
Okay, so you head into conference room 3 as well. You find Angie and Karen.
Yeah, and I definitely have the clipboard. So I look up and I'm like, hi, and I wave with the clipboard. I've got one of those, like, sparkle pens with, like, a pom-pom at the end of it.
I hope you realize, as I've been editing, I have added a sound effect for your pom-pom sparkly pen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, it makes a little sparkle noise. So, yes, this is an important part of your inventory, I hope you realize.
Good.
All right. As y'all are getting set up here, you actually hear Ms. Doyle come in behind you. And she waves to you all and says, "Hello, how are you all?"
Hi.
Hi.
I know, you sound very excited to see your teacher. I know it. I'm a very exciting person. It's okay. I'll let the excitement settle.
Yay.
Think it's settled, so.
Karen goes, "Oh my god, is that Miss Doyle? I love her."
Well, Karen's excited.
Ms. Doyle smiles at Karen, and she says, "Well, I'm not going to be here for too long today. I won't draw too much attention to myself today, I suppose. I just came to inform you that Cynthia will not be at the club meeting today. She has actually been called away by family for some urgent family business. We're not sure exactly when she's returning, but we do hope that it will be soon."
Oh, I hope everything's okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I do as well. Her family did not give many details. I assume it's fairly private, so we will not pry. But we, again, hope that she is all right.
Mm-hmm.
And Valerie, like, shoots Angie a look because they both kind of know something was going on, but...
Yeah, because we saw the meeting with the aunt before.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so super suspicious.
Okay, well, thanks. I hope everything's okay, but thanks for letting us know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, you know what? Never mind. I think you'll find out soon enough. Angie, do you have those treasurer's forms that you were supposed to turn into me at the end of the last meeting?
Yes, they're right here. I definitely filled them out, because, I feel like Angie would have been really gung-ho about that, so she's got them all. And it's in, like, pink ink, of course.
Oh, yes, yeah. And Ms. Doyle smiles at that. So she takes the forms
I'm all
from
about
you.
the aesthetics, so.
Of course. And she gives you a little wave. She waves with her own, like, music note pen that she has.
Yeah. It's not as nice as my pen, though.
Oh, not exactly. I would never impose.
Yeah, I definitely, like, twirl my pen smugly or something, because everything's a competition to me, apparently.
And she gives you kind of like a playful, "Ooh, I'll get you someday, pen master" kind of look. And then she gives y'all a wave and then leaves you to your own devices.
Okay, so just us today, with our hype person, Karen. And I, like, wave it, do that little finger wiggle that's like half a wave.
She waves with both hands to make sure she's still balanced.
Yeah, so it's just us for today. Did you want to work on, well, what kind of music should we do? I don't know where to start. It's weird without Cynthia here.
Yeah, well, we were going to, I guess, try each other's styles, and we can still do that, and we can catch Cynthia up when she's back, hopefully.
Yeah, because Cynthia played an instrument, right? So...
She can sing, I think. Karen is scratching her chin with both hands, trying to remember the first meeting.
Okay. She can sing, we think.
Well, that's good. I sing too. As you saw, I have, I can summon things and dance, and we don't really have an instrument, but we can try that out. What do you do?
I dance. I'm really good at breaking stuff and making it all really sparkly. It looks really cool, though.
I'm sure we can make that work, Valerie says, examining her fingernails.
I mean, obviously, if you've watched anything, like, dance is super important in an idol group, as you know. Anyway, maybe we can start with some warm-ups, and then we'll I guess we'll see what each other can do, and then we'll go from there on how we can make this a group.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
All right, and as the two of you are starting to get set for doing some warm-ups, you're starting to, like, limber up and do some stretches.
Stretches, yeah.
And in the middle of, like, I don't know, like, leaning forward to do some, like, forward stretches, you hear a gaggle of footsteps rushing towards the door outside, and at first you're not sure if they're coming for this door, because there's, like, a cluster of conference rooms in this wing of the school, but it soon becomes clear that they are right upon you, and the door bursts open. And standing in the doorframe are 3 exasperated figures. And I'm gonna let them describe what they look like. So why don't we first go to...
My name is Maria, she, her, and he, hers pronouns. I'll be playing Ann Davil, aka Warcry, who was a little bit different from the other kids at school. And by that I mean, she's a 7-foot tall stone golem built like a brick shithouse. Her skin is made of granite, she has 2 bright green gemstones for eyes. She wears a long leather jacket with studs and spikes coming out of it every which way. So, yeah, not exactly the delicate type. To be fair, even before she became what she is now, and an intimidating figure, she was what you'd call a punk. She had the head banging, had a mohawk of a different colour every month, got in trouble at school all the time, and ran to the beat of her own drum. Whenever she changed into her stone form, turning up on her electric guitar, she was the literal spirit of rock and roll, in every way. And then that became a bit too true. Her powers gave her strength, the kind of strength that got her out of the house when mom and dad were arguing too loudly. When this whole gender thing got to be too much, she could be stone, unfeeling and powerful. Eventually she ignored the whole don't do it for a week straight or you get stuck thing. Now, well, she's got what she wanted, hasn't she? Still, she didn't run when she realised she was a girl. She didn't run when she had to scrape and claw to get enough money for her first guitar. And she's not running now that things are a bit more rocky, so to speak. Most of her bandmates abandoned her after the change. She still has her best friend Drew to support her. That helped a lot. Drew was sweet. Drew listens. He's always got her back. That said, Anne does miss being part of a group. She wants to belong, feel like part of a gang again. So, she started thinking, maybe I should look for others like me. Others with power. Maybe they won't run away from me. After a few days of thinking about it, Anne finally decided to check out the Idol Club. A little frilly and fro-fro for her taste, but worth a shot. She doesn't plan to tell them why she's really there. But as far as they're concerned, she's just here because she needs a new crew. But inside, she's hoping against all hope they won't turn her away from having transformed into this.
Alrighty. And standing next to this stony leather-jacketed figure, we have...
My name is Drak, he, him pronouns, and I'll be playing Jaiden Lott, a new grade 11 transfer student from the UK. He's a sweet boy, about 5'10", black, with curly hair and a high-top fade, and has the air of a giddy, excitable fanboy. He's often seen sporting idol-themed shirts and accessories, and will absolutely talk your ear off about his favourite groups if you let him. He grew up sharing music with his little sister. The two of them played at being idols and sang their favourite songs together whenever they could. This was just the kind of escape from reality the two of them needed, given the way their family often struggled. While not exactly poor, the Lott family has always just barely gotten by, mainly thanks to the hard work of Jaiden's mum and dad. When Jaiden was about 10 years old, he saw his dad pass out from being overworked. It was then that he decided, maybe if he could become an idol, he could help support his family and make it so they never have to work so hard again. Years later, at the age of 15, Jaiden's power was finally manifested. He and his little sister were singing along to their favourite band, and something in that moment just felt right. He felt the music so deeply in his soul that it seemed to literally burn within him. And, in fact, it did. Jaiden transformed into Elementum for the first time and let forth an uncontrolled burst of flames, accidentally burning his sister in the process. While she wasn't badly hurt, Jaiden still feels guilty about that incident to this day. Still, now that he had powers, Jaiden decided he was ready to take the next step towards his idol dreams. He spent the next year in chains saving up his allowance and money from odd jobs here and there, all so that he could buy a plane ticket to Cadence, the heart of the Super Idol world. He has an aunt in Cadence, a kindergarten teacher named Jen Corsair, who lives in the Fort McNally area. Now that he has the money, Jaiden has made the move, leaving his parents and little sister behind in the UK for the time being. He's promised them that he'll make them all proud someday. That soon, they'll see his name up in lights, shining brighter than the brightest nova.
Alright, and last but not least, we have...
My name is Luca, he they pronouns, and I will be playing Queen Bee. No, she does not have any other identity. What nonsense are you talking about? She's exactly what you see. A tall, confident young woman. Her hair is jet black and cut in a sharp, chin-length bob with a fade in the back. She's white with slightly tanned skin, and her eyes are grey with dark smoky makeup and a small beauty mole under her right eye. She wears a short black and gold jacket with a pattern that suggests stripes, along with a fitted black turtleneck, black leggings, high-heeled black boots, and a few thin gold necklaces around the neck. And that's definitely all there is to Queen Bee. Again, why do you keep asking if there's more? Queen Bee is Queen Bee. Sorry to kill your buzz, honey, but you just have to get used to the sting of disappointment.
Yes, this is a bit of a surprise, but we have 3 new player characters to introduce today. As I said earlier, Michelle has a bit of a scheduling issue. What we're going to be doing going forward is we have introduced new player characters, and we are going to sort of rotate between them in sort of arc fashion going forward. Like, different arcs will feature different protagonists, and we'll have a grand old time with everybody, hopefully that way. And for now, we just have all of these people together in a room, not quite sure what to make of each other.
And I'm probably sweating like crazy, because who goes on a scavenger hunt to find a room? They could have just told us. who does that?
Yes, I think
yeah.
Valerie and Angie, you kind of recognize the looks on their faces. It probably won't take long for you to gather exactly what's happened here.
Yeah. Okay, so I feel like Angie's doing like that dancer stretch where, you know, they're holding their foot up in like a split over their head kind of thing, like while they're standing, so they just have that one foot that's like all the way up, and she's just looking really surprised. And she like slowly slides her gaze over to Valerie with a like WTF expression at first.
Valerie's eyebrows are up wide. She's just doing the hands placed on your back, lean back stretch that is would be used by anyone that has never actually like done stretches for physical exercise before. And her eyebrows are up like I don't. She says, hello?
Is this the place? Are we here? Why didn't you just tell us where the room was?
Did you have to do a scavenger hunt?
Yes, we did.
Yes,
Please don't tell me you
no.
have some clue to give us.
10 hours.
No, you're in the right place. We had to do that too. Well, and Angie puts her foot down. Come in and welcome.
Karen waves at you. Hello, new peoples. This is very exciting.
Do any of you have water? I really need water. I was not ready for this.
Angie goes into her bag and she pulls out like a pink reusable plastic water bottle, and then she just hands it over.
Thank you.
And for convenience sake, since this is a conference room, I'm going to say it's outfitted with a few things that you would want during a long conference, including a water cooler.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in that case, water cooler's just over there.
Thank you. And I'll just rush over and just down cup after cup of water.
So the former president thought that a scavenger hunt would be a perfect team bonding exercise and a way to keep our practice area secret. But nobody agreed that it was a fun team building exercise. So there's that. My name's Angie. I'm the co-president, and this is Valerie.
I'm also the co-president.
And I'm Karen. I'm your cheerleader. I'm very excited for all of you.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Anyway, come in, have some water. And she just kind of shrugs at Valerie, but yeah.
Oh god, okay. It's nice meeting you. I am Jaiden. Wait, did you say you're both co-presidents? Is that a thing?
Well, we had agreed that we're both that we didn't just want one president.
Yes.
There was a bit of a thing that happened. It's a long story.
Yeah, Karen will tell you all about it later. Won't you, Karen?
In as much detail as you want.
Sure.
Any detail that mentions how amazing I was through the whole thing and kept my cool the entire time, basically. Definitely didn't overreact at all, and my hair was perfect. You know, the usual stuff.
Angie lied about being the president at first, but she's cool now.
Oh no, she has a clipboard that she thinks that's the same thing.
Confused straight face. It's a nice clipboard, okay?
I mean, it is a nice clipboard.
I've seen better.
And the pom-pom, it radiates authority. It really does.
Yeah, that's what I was going for with it when I picked it out at the local dollar store.
You absolutely don't tell anybody that it's from a dollar store, though.
No, she definitely wouldn't. So tell us about yourselves.
Well, I want to be an idol, which I think is kind of obvious since I'm here and went through a whole scavenger hunt to find this place.
I take no responsibility for that scavenger hunt, by the way.
Oh.
I had no call on that. I know there's pink on the paper, but that was not me. I just want to make that clear that I hated it too.
Karen reaches into her pocket and pulls out a handful of glitter and throws it in the air and says, "Congratulations, you did it!"
Oh no, not glitter. That gets everywhere. Okay.
We're still sweeping it up from last time.
I leap on the wall to avoid it.
Oh, yeah, so you're actually, like, showing off your powers right away. Like, it's not an unleash your powers, because this is, like, very common use of it, but...
Oh yeah, no. I just grab a chair and then I sit on the wall. Like, I'm holding the chair up, but I'm trying to look very nonchalant while I'm doing it.
Oh, and Karen's eyes light up at this. She's like, ooh. And she wanders over and starts, like, poking at the chair and seeing how attached to the wall it is.
Oh, that could be a cool effect for a stage show, don't you think, Valerie?
Yes. We were actually just discussing what our group's, overall tone and sound should be. So I guess it's a good thing you all got here when you did.
So have you guys decided on a sound? Or are we still voting on that?
At this point, we were just deciding we were going to show each other just some of the stuff that we can do, like with our powers and our own abilities as performers, and then start to come up with ideas.
Okay.
Karen pokes and prods at your chair again. You're very cool. What's your name?
I'm Queen Bee, honey.
Nice to meet you, Queen Bee. I'm Karen.
Pleasure.
And just to establish for no weird reason at all, but you all do go to this school, right?
Yes, yeah. I transferred today, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Congratulations and condolences.
Condolences?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there...
Anyway.
What do you mean?
Yeah, so, okay, good. So everybody does go to this school and aren't from another school with an idol club for any reason?
No.
Been here since first year.
Oh! She has no idea. She's just does that blank thing where she's trying to remember where she saw you.
And Karen actually does get a look of recognition like, oh, yes, I have seen you around. You are... And she twirls her finger in the air. You are... She doesn't have a name on the tip of her tongue, but she knows she's seen you around.
Yeah, and just looks at Karen, just goes, Ann.
Ah, Ann, of course. The legend.
Oh, yeah, you weren't always...
Mainly in the sense that she's the only golem who goes to this school.
Okay. Yeah, I guess she stands out.
How long have you been a golem at this school, by the way? We should clarify.
Since the beginning of our current year.
Ah, okay. So Karen's probably seen you in the hallways in the last few days. No, not at all.
Valerie kind of tilts her and says, "Oh, you weren't always, I'm sorry, that's,
Finish what you were saying.
You weren't always the big stone thing."
Yep.
The big stone on campus.
Exactly, the legend.
And just looks at you with glare and then proceeds to just kind of intentionally stomping, which is ErynCerise about 6'8", made of stone, makes a lot of noise over our table.
Yeah, it has only been a few days, and Karen has in fact already decided that Anne is a legend.
I think Jaiden's definitely looking at Anne like, whoa, you're a legend this whole time? Why didn't you say anything?
She just smiles and goes, "It's what makes me a legend."
It's so cool.
And Valerie looks over at, mostly to change the subject, Valerie looks over at Jaiden. And you are?
Oh, I'm Jaiden. When I'm transformed, I'm Elementum. But yeah, I'm new. I'm from the UK, so you probably haven't heard of me.
Are you famous back in the UK or?
Oh no, not at all. No.
Oh, okay.
I'm hoping to be eventually, but not right now.
Well, that's what we all are hoping.
You're all gonna be superstars. I'm gonna make sure of it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Karen.
Wait, I thought Karen is Karen our manager or something. I thought they're just our cheerleader.
She is, yeah. She's our cheerleader.
And she whips out a pair of light sticks from her other back pockets and clicks them on.
Yeah, we haven't decided on an official fan color for our group. So, Karen has been trying out different ones the whole time, and we're just seeing how we respond to them. I mean, I want it to be pink, but Valerie, of course, wants it to be dark purple, which is also really cool, but not as cool as pink. So we're still discussing.
So she's got one set to pink and one set to purple right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with any color. I can mix and match pretty well. So I'll leave it up to you for that kind of stuff. You seem to know your aesthetics.
It's more for what our light sticks would look like when our fans, because we're all going to have fans come and see us, and then in the concert they're just going to need like unified color so that we know that they're there and they're cheering for us.
Then my vote is for pink.
I'm just nodding like, I like you.
Karen clicks the purple light stick over to pink. Very dutifully.
I mean, purple is kind of nice as well, but...
Purple goes on again.
Since we're doing proper introductions, I am Valerie, as Angie said before, and then I'm also going to transform.
Ooh. So the move we're doing is transformation sequence. When you begin your transformation, say what it looks like and what drives you to enter your empowered form. You gain access to all your powers and shift any 2 of your labels. You cannot transform if you have 4 or more conditions marked. I'm gonna say, Valerie, you're afraid from a while back has cleared by now.
All right.
So, what drives you to enter your empowered form right now?
I want to show off and impress all the new members to the club.
Very good. And what label shift do you think would be most appropriate for that?
Shifting superior up and savior down.
Do it.
Okay.
All right. What is everybody's reaction to this?
I've seen it before, so I do think it's really cool, but I'm trying to play it off like I'm not that impressed.
Yeah, me too. Queen Bee is affecting being unimpressed, but it was cool.
I'm just like, I'm staring like, whoa.
So Queen Bee is unimpressed. Jaiden extremely impressed.
Yes.
And Anne, how about you?
Anne is trying to keep her emotions at bay, but even she's a bit impressed by this, and it's fairly obvious.
Ah, okay. So you get a little bit of energy from the crowd, especially from Jaiden. I think you get a little bit less of a response from the others than you would like.
Yeah, Jaiden's definitely radiating like even though he's just met you, he's already a huge fan. Just from that transformation.
Now, of course, as you all know, there's protections for super idol identities, but in my case, I have strict NDA that I'll need you to observe and not tell anyone my identity, but as an idol, I'm also known as Violence Violet.
Violence Violet. I like that.
Or Vivi, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Can I call you... is it okay if I call you Vivi?
It is perfect.
Well, I guess I want to transform now.
Alrighty. So we will do the same thing here. Tell us what drives you to enter your empowered form.
Right now I'm just trying to be as cool as Valerie.
Understandable. I think you probably will be. All right. And what label shift do you think would be most appropriate for that?
Ooh, I think it'd be, since I'm trying to be as cool as Valerie, I think I'd do the same label shift as Valerie. So superior up and savior down.
That makes perfect sense. So that would, superior up, savior down. And then, so you also get to tell us what this transformation looks like.
So right now he looks very unassuming. He's like, everything he's wearing is very plain. I think the only thing that's really not interesting or odd about him, but he's very tall for just a normal guy. He's very tall. But it starts with it feels like a breeze at first, but then the breeze starts to pick up faster and faster around him, and ends up becoming like a mini tornado, and it kind of whips up any like dust or dirt that's on the ground. It just whips up everything, and then it suddenly all just catches fire. So he's just in the middle of a flaming tornado, and just as suddenly as the flames started, they're extinguished by just sudden downpour of water, and it fills the room with steam. And when the steam disperses, he's in his idol costume, which is just a short-sleeved tailcoat suit, very like steampunk-esque. He's got gold trimmings where the rest is black, and the tail of his coat changes colour. It's red, orangish brown, blue, and white, and just keeps alternating between those colours. And then he stomps his foot down, and he's wearing like thick combat boots, and he stomps his foot down, and a pillar of earth and rock just erupts from the ground, and he punches his fist through it. And when he pulls his fist out again, he's holding a pair of onyx black drumsticks. And yeah, that's his transformation.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I should say the earth that comes out during your transformation sequence is just like the like aesthetic as part of the transformation itself. It's not the actual ground, right?
No, it's not the actual ground.
This is just part of the like
Just this hole in the ground now.
this is part of the like Sailor Moon-esque aesthetic thing that pops up.
Yeah.
Otherwise, actually, I think Karen is gonna like see this and like think that there's gonna be like a bunch of gravel to sweep up. So she's like gone to grab a broom from the corner.
I was like, Karen, it's fine. It's just the ground's fine.
You're very fast at that.
Thank you. And then I looked to Valerie just to see if I get their approval.
Yeah, she looks impressed. Oh, that very nice, very cool.
Thank you.
And does anyone else have a specific reaction to it?
I'm like appraising, just like nodding approvingly.
I'm trying very hard not to sell it, but kind of feeling it was pretty cool.
Are you just like crossing your legs on your like chair on the wall?
Yeah. Yeah. Just.
And Anne?
And when Jaiden punched a rock, Anne instinctively stepped back. And,
oh no, I forgot about that.
Oh no.
But you can tell she's like obviously impressed.
Yeah, like was there like, do you think the three of you who came in just now, do you think you developed any kind of like a vibe or a bond during the scavenger hunt before this? Like, do you think you're friendly or still like kind of like unsure about each other?
I think I'm overly friendly. Like, I'm everyone's biggest fan already. I don't know if everyone is okay with that, but that's
no, it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Valerie's very okay with that.
Yeah, I think we like being admired, so.
And Anne and Queen Bee.
Queen Bee is still trying to look cool, because everybody here has more experience than her, and she doesn't want to look like a newbie, so she might miss the boat on the friendship.
Valerie, I feel like you would recognize this look, possibly.
Yeah. Maybe.
Anyway. And how has Anne been reacting to Jaiden's overly friendliness?
She's kind of not put off, might not be the right word, but kind of like she's like kind of used to guarding herself ever since changing and not becoming close to anyone besides like the one friend she has. And so she tends to answer most things with one-word answers and whatnot.
Fair.
So she's kind of closed off and probably is aware it's not a good way to be, but is kind of unaware of how else to do it.
All right.
Yeah, when I transform, like, yeah, so in this form, I'm Elementum. I can, I guess I can summon elements. The elements, fire, water, earth, and air.
Cool.
Karen is searching for more light sticks with different colors to represent those. Just rummaging around in a backpack nearby.
Yeah, like, that's what the tail of my tailcoat changes color depending on what, like, the last element I used was.
Cool.
All right. And is anybody else going to transform, or like, I know Queen Bee's already transformed.
Yeah. Angie's gonna transform. Hers is a lot simpler than everyone else's, I think. She just kind of smirks and, like, puts her hands into fists and then, like, punches them together in front of her, and then these, like, sparkly gloves show up. And then she does, like, a really cool flip that ends in her, like, on one of those, like, you know, when you land on the ground and it's like a cool pose with like one of her foots. Yeah, with one of her foots out, and she punches the ground and then she's transformed and there's like fireworks everywhere, like pew, pew. But it's all like a visual aesthetic.
Yeah, Jaiden is eating it. Jaiden absolutely loves it. He's applauding, like, that was great, that was so awesome. You guys are so awesome.
And I'm like, yeah, well, and then I flip my ponytail back. It's whatever.
And I guess, unfortunately, Anne cannot transform because she is the transformed. She's all... That's my secret. I'm always transformed.
And just kind of walks up, and it looks like she's making like a big scene, like she's about to transform, and just like kind of like looking at that, and then just goes, "Nah, this is kind of my always, so no light show from me. Warcry is my name. I'm really strong, really tough, and really not someone you want to piss off. And as she turns, one thing you wouldn't have noticed when she first entered is that there's actually writing on her back and kind of like a red like fabric style on the back of her leather jacket. This has "The devil inside me, the devil inside you, the devil inside us all" written on the back.
Karen gives like a very like respectful nod, like, I see you know him too.
She takes kind of like a really comedic step away from Karen.
She's still rummaging for light sticks. She's got like 6 now.
I could totally picture her just saying it like offhand, flippantly, like, yes, the devil. I know him well. Where are these other colors?
She's got a pink one, a purple one, a blue one, an orange one, a white one, the green one.
Okay, new plan for the light stick. What if it's just rainbow colors and then and it just changes?
That's a good idea.
In the audience, and then everybody can get their color, and if they want, and then we just have these really cool light sticks. Like we're the rainbow light stick people.
Everyone can have their own color, maybe.
Do you think we could get all the light sticks to coordinate in the audience?
Absolutely. She puts like 3 light sticks in each hand and holds them between her fingers like real Wota do.
I mean, that'll do for now, but, when we get really famous, we'll be able to just get those designed where they can connect to the concert and change colors in the concert.
Oh, yeah. That's
Karen
good.
is like writing notes on her hand right now.
Out of character, that's what the BTS concerts do. They actually have their light sticks actually coordinate with the concert lights.
See, I'm going mainly on like J-pop idol concerts where everybody just has like their light stick and they manually switch the colors themselves.
Yeah. So that's where I got the inspiration. I was like, well, we could just have our light sticks change color based on what we want when we're rich and famous.
So Karen is basically noting like special order light stick control system.
So
she takes her job very seriously.
What's our budget for that stuff, Karen? Like, can we afford a special order light stick coordination color system? We're going to abbreviate that name later.
No, but I think I can wrangle something up. Just let Karen take care of it.
Okay. Thanks, Karen.
Sure.
Am I the only one that's kind of worried about the way she said that?
You get used to it.
I try not to worry about it.
She gives a lazy smile at everybody and raises up the light sticks in everybody's colors.
Yeah, we just kind of... Sometimes it's just better not knowing,
Okay.
Well, if we do end up meeting something like that, I'm sure I could talk to my agent and try to acquire something like that.
Oh, you've got an agent. How do you get an agent?
Oh, Valerie like breaks eye contact and it's there's a lengthy contract. I'm not sure if I can really share, but I'll see if I can get you that information.
Thank you. It just sounds very official, and I kind of want to put the right foot forward for this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm self-managed right now, so I don't have an agent yet. But I'll probably get offers soon.
Yeah, same.
It hasn't Valerie offered to get you an agent?
No. So hard to keep a straight face with this times. I'm sure that's just an oversight on her part.
Oh, I didn't realize you needed one.
Anyway, and she looks at her clipboard. Does anybody want to show off their powers a little bit? I mean, I'm really good at punching stuff and breaking stuff, but my primary skills are dance. So that's what I can bring to the stage, dancing and singing.
Oh, also, before you get into that, I'm going to retcon a little bit. I'm going to say some of the information that Ms. Doyle passed on to you about this room is actually, it does have a basic power, protection system, shielding to make sure you don't destroy the room every time you use your powers. This is standard stuff for, Super Idol like things like just in the world now. Like it's fairly common to have this tech around where SuperIdols are operating. So the school system is not particularly advanced because they don't have the money for it. But so you probably don't want to test your luck with it too much. But it can like protect the room from like basic like bursts of power and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you need me to punch something, I'm your girl. Otherwise, I'm really good at dancing and working on my singing.
Well, I'm pretty good at dancing, I think. I think my skills are more instrumental, though. I can play the drums really well, and I'm pretty okay at the keyboard and piano.
Oh, wow.
Oh, good.
That's awesome.
A triple threat.
Super cool.
What about you, Queen Bee?
Well, I'm a dancer by trade, and would you mind opening a window?
Yeah, Karen, can you open the window?
Karen gives like a little aye salute with her like 3 light sticks in her fingers and like moves over to the window and pushes it up.
Okay, Queen Bee tries to do a complicated dance step in 3 dimension and at the same time tries to call the bees for the final flourish. Do I have to roll?
I'm gonna say yes because you're overcoming an obstacle. The obstacle is don't look like a fool.
Perfect. Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna say that's an unleash your powers. So that is a plus freak.
Okay, so rolling 2d6 plus 0.
Okay.
Yes, that's a 9.
Perfect. All good.
Very good. Okay, so on a 7 to 9 with unleash your powers, you either mark a condition or I will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
I go with unstable or temporary. So the idea is that while I do a quick dance routine, a swarm of bees come streaming into the room from the window and just dance around me until I stop on pose.
So I think you definitely do that. So you do your routine. We'll play some very fittingly like buzzy pop music or something in the background here. And you do that, you pull that off, it's very impressive. The only thing that goes wrong is like once you're done and you're like posing at the end in a very cool fashion, the bees, like when you try to dismiss them, they kind of just like hang around for longer than you would like and start to like drift around closer to like the other club members.
Okay, so don't worry guys, they're very friendly, you just don't have to startle them. You can just pretend they're not there, okay? Does anybody have allergies? I should have asked.
Yes, I have a bee allergy. One's on my face. One's on my face.
I'm just like standing very still while they're like buzzing around me. Just like, don't make any sudden moves.
Queen Bee, I'm actually going to ask you to roll to defend someone.
Yeah.
So you're going to roll plus savior on this.
Ready? Unless I got positive savior.
Perfect.
Oh, damn.
Whoa.
So you got a 10 on that. So on a...
So I just pluck every bee from their face.
You keep them safe, and you choose one from the following list. You can either add a team to the pool, take influence over the person you protect, or clear a condition. You don't have any conditions, so it would be one of the first two.
So I think I'm gonna take influence.
Alrighty. Yeah, we haven't done influence for the rest of you. We're probably going to do that during the end of session at the end here. But for now, we can say that you're taking influence over Jaiden. So Jaiden, you want to mark down that Queen Bee has influence over you.
Yeah.
As I pluck the bees from your face.
How do you defend against this bee that is on Jaiden's nose?
I just very sternly tell the bee to stay still. And just take it with 2 fingers and carry it to the window.
Right. and by this time, I think the other bees are getting the sense that like, oh, we're not needed anymore. Finally.
Yes,
so,
ladies, you did wonderfully. I'll see you at the next rehearsal. Go.
Do they make like a special like swarm formation on their way out?
I'll see you at the next rehearsal. That's great.
No, they don't really respond that much.
Okay, so they just, like, fly back out the window, basically. Maybe, like, a couple stragglers stick around for a minute or two, but they eventually leave.
Yes. Also, I discreetly put out some water and sugar outside the window.
I totally believe that you have this on hand. This is something that happens a lot.
I have some sugar bags.
Could we put light sticks on the bees?
Genius. That is genius.
What if we, just little lights that wouldn't be too troublesome for them?
I mean, it's possible.
And they just, like, flew around the audience in all our colors.
Or we could do, like, something reflective, something lighter.
Oh, yeah.
And just dip them in glitter and...
Karen's eyes light up. Disco bees.
Yes.
Disco bees.
Anne doesn't say it out loud, but she's also thinking disco bees.
If this were a comic, there would be, like, a thought bubble over Anne's head, thinking exactly that.
I feel like it's one of those moments where we're all on the same page and we're all just nodding to each other.
Everybody nodding.
It's a group thought bubble where the tails go to everybody's head.
Yeah.
And there's a little image of, like, a bee in bell-bottom pants doing the John Travolta pose.
Okay. Everyone, I think this is gonna work.
Me too. No one's done disco bees before. I think it's going to be a thing.
Yeah, wow, Queen Bee, you are such a huge asset to this team.
Thank you.
And I say that, like, kind of reluctantly, because I felt like I was more T than Angie there. Yeah.
Well, you're trying to be a good co-president to the new members.
That's true. She has been very consistent with hyping up the team. Because she does need them to get rich again, so.
Naturally.
Well, I think, okay, yeah. I want to show off my stuff as well, actually.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so...
We can probably do an Unleash for you as well, then.
Yes. This is a bit of a question. Do I have to use my burn?
That's a good question. I need to look at the Nova sheet specifically, then.
You don't have to use your burn unless you're using one of those
flares. Yeah,
flares.
I think so.
Oh, I kind of want to.
Oh.
But it's risky. I want to do it, yeah. I want to use my burn.
Oh.
Hey, slight sidebar from me in the editing bay. For those listening who are not familiar with masks, what we are referring to here is a core mechanic of Jaiden's character playbook, the Nova. The Nova gets a move called Burn, and how that works is you roll 2d6 and add the number of conditions your character currently has to whatever the result is. Depending on your total, you get burn points, and those burn points can be spent to use special abilities called flares. Now, flares are cool because depending on the flare, you can either do something awesome with your powers that automatically succeeds, or you can roll with Freak instead of some other label, which is good for a Nova because they usually have a pretty high Freak label. A Nova can roll up burn points whenever they want to charge up their powers, and they get to keep those burn points until the end of the current scene. When rolling up burn on a 10+, you get 3 burn points. On a 7 to 9, you still get 3 burn points, but also mark a condition. And on a 6-, you get 2 burn points, and you have to mark 3 conditions. So, burn is a move that technically always pays out, even on a miss, but it's still very risky because the Nova can rack up conditions very fast this way and, well, burn out. So yeah, that's basically what we're doing here. I'll let you get back to the show now.
My luck isn't great with mask systems, so I just want to say that in advance.
I don't know if anybody can necessarily help you with this.
Yeah, so I mean, on a miss, I still hold 2 burn.
But you mark 3 conditions.
3 conditions, yeah.
So which conditions do you think are most appropriate for this situation?
I think definitely Valerie might be able to help.
Oh, yes?
Oh.
Yeah, just because Elementum has actually been, approving and excited, and she's like, oh, I actually like this person. So.
And how is Valerie helping?
I think she's just being encouraging and saying, can you show us what you can do? Expect will be equally impressive.
I think that's fair.
Which is, for Valerie, that is very excitable, high praise.
I will say you only had one team in the pool, so that brings you down to 0 team.
Fair enough.
In that case,
So you get a hit on a 7 to 9, you mark 1 condition, and you get your burn.
One condition then. I think it might be guilty because of what he's about to do.
Oh, good.
So I think what it looks like is, again, he stomps on the ground, but this time it's not for show. He does kind of crack the ground.
Oh,
and
goodness.
leave a bit of a hole.
Which burn is this? Or which flare is this?
Worship.
Ooh.
So he stomps on the ground and basically a set of drums made out of just pure rock erupt out of the ground. And he just basically does a quick mini drum solo. And he gets really into it. And it gets louder and louder and louder, and then he kind of loses himself in it. So I think so he completely forgets anyone's there. He just keeps going and going. And then remembers that there are people watching.
I will say it looks like worship happens when you unleash your powers, but I'm gonna say rule of cool right here.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna let you do it, especially since we just rolled for burn and went through that whole rigmarole.
So yeah, and he just does a little cool drum solo for maybe a bit too long, and realizes what he's done and that people are probably waiting to show off their powers, so he suddenly stops.
Yeah, but with worship, you do absolutely awe your audience into silence, respect, and attention. Everybody very much respects what you just did.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we're all really just silently stunned.
And the rock drum set just descends back to the ground. And there's probably a crack.
But the ground's still broken, right?
Yeah.
Well, the tech in the room will rebuild it eventually, but again, it's not very, very good, so it will take a while.
Yeah. And I don't think he knows that.
It'll be overnight. Overnight, it'll be back to normal.
He doesn't know that, so he feels really bad about it.
So there's a long silence after this, and I think Karen is the first to break it, and she raises up her light sticks and goes, "Woohoo! Go Jaiden!"
He just lets out a sigh of relief because he thought everyone just went silent because it was terrible. Like, oh, okay. Oh, I was really nervous about that. But yeah, that's some of what I can do.
And you can also play other instruments on top of that?
I can kind of play the keyboard, but I'm a lot stronger with the drums.
That's very impressive.
Does anybody else play any instruments?
And just raises a hand, and in her other hand she pulls up a very ornate guitar. Well, not ornate, but kind of those guitars that are more shaped like a triangle than round at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. And she just, do I go now, or do I wait for a gun to go off, or...
Just do it. Show us what you got.
This is Unleash My Powers, isn't it? Or do I have to describe first?
I don't know. Is this your powers necessarily, or is it just your guitar skill?
True, I begin to realize giving myself super strength and all may not work well for music ability.
So you're controlling your powers. I don't know if that's an unleash necessarily, but all right. Yeah, I don't think anything else works. So I think we can call it an unleash, and say that you're controlling your super strength in order to play the necessary fingering necessary for the guitar, so that you don't break the strings.
Oh.
Hey. So
nail it.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 10. You absolutely shred, but without literally shredding your strings.
Imagine that Anne beforehand, before she started playing, she comes off as very guarded and slow and moving, kind of keeping track of everything she does, but when she starts playing she kind of loses herself completely, moving, trashing and just stomping, just basically going buck wild completely.
Nice. Oh, and also I'm gonna say But right before you started, Karen's rolled over like an amp or a speaker or something, whatever an electric guitar needs to sound better. You assume that there's just like sound equipment in this room because the school knows that it's for the Idol Club. So you are able to play at like full impressive capacity. And of course, I am playing a sick royalty-free guitar lick in the background right now.
I think, Jaiden's applauding.
Yeah, Angie's applauding too. Like, just like, wow, shaking her head in impressed awe.
Valerie is nodding approvingly.
Slow clap.
For the first time, you kind of see Anne, like, genuinely smiling, not like the kind of smart or, like, dry one, just a genuine, like, I did good.
That was awesome.
Sick.
Yeah, I'm good on guitar.
God, we're going to be famous.
I told you, you're all gonna be superstars. You doubt me?
Not that. I just think you're biased, Karen. That's all.
I think I have good reason to be.
Oh, stop. I'm just kidding. Keep going.
Go, everybody. Everybody's cool. You're all gonna be famous and it's gonna work out.
Oh, we might have to work on that cheer, but...
We'll work on it. Yeah, it's work in progress.
Karen just smiles.
I have some cheerleader friends. I'm sure we can come up with some great fan chants.
Sure.
So we have a really awesome drummer and a really awesome guitarist. Out of us, who has the most experience singing ability?
Well, I've been, of course, working on lessons all summer and with my agency and all that, so here, I will, you and I were getting ready to demonstrate to each other, so we should just do that as well.
Yeah.
And Vivi, goes to her school bag and takes out her phone and sets it to play some, symphonic metal and to do her own, song and dance routine.
Nice. Okay. And do you think your powers are involved in enhancing this performance in any way, or do you think...
In this case, yes, absolutely. Because this is going to involve coordinating with her, summoning more phantom swords and, coordinating with that.
Okay. I think as we work through this, we're probably gonna, probably have to workshop some of the moves to work with the idol setting a bit more. I think Unleash Your Powers works for most of it because idol powers are going to be involved most times, but if you're, just doing a basic, singing or instrument performance without extra enhancement, we might need a custom move for that, possibly.
Mm-hmm. Would it be superior based, or
that might work.
If you're trying to impress somebody, I don't know.
I mean, I do have a custom move already for the beacon to substitute for transformation for them, so I could make something based off of that move.
Alright, so I'm going to roll to unleash my powers.
Alrighty.
And that is a 9.
Ooh.
Okay, and unfortunately there is no team left, so you are stuck at a 9.
Mm-hmm.
So on a hit, you do it, and you can either mark a condition or it's unstable or temporary.
I'm going to mark a condition.
What are we marking?
Insecure, because, oh no, all of these other people are here and they're really talented too.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
And so I'm, pushing myself to show off. So Valerie starts her routine, which is a very aggressive, combat-like dancing with the sword that she's had in her hand since she transformed, and other swords sort of spinning around her as she does a lot of spins, thrusts, and sort of moving her whole body back and forth, turn and point sword and arm to one side, and then flip and thrust on the other side, and this swarm of phantom swords all snap from one side to the other. And her singing is, I can't really sing, but it's a very sort of aggressive, driven, metal yelling sort of singing, which is, the opposite of the sort of bored sarcasm that she usually speaks with. And yeah, so she ends this very emotional, a sort of combat dance routine, and then dismisses the swords and takes the one that's in her hand and drives it into the floor.
Jaiden again is clapping furiously. He's absolutely loving everything. It's like his own mini concert, and it's great.
Karen is raving.
I'm just like resigned nodding. Like I already knew she was really cool, and
yeah, I guess you're cool and stuff.
Yeah, just like that begrudging acknowledgement kind of
It's
thing.
the Super Smash Brothers second place clap.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly it, yes.
Yeah.
Gotta do that too.
Anne's eyes are shot wide open in just surprise and awe.
So, as you can see, I have my own routine, but I need to get some backing or other people involved and adjust it for a group and original music.
When you say backing, Jaiden like excitedly like waves his hands like, yeah, I can back you up with this.
Good, perfect.
Awesome. And then I think probably at this point all eyes turn to Angie, who is the only one who has not performed yet.
Yeah. So, well, I don't have an agency or a lot of money, so I've just been doing vocal training from videos on the internet. I didn't want to say like YouTube because I don't know if there's like a copyright thing.
Oh, YouTube?
From IdolTube.
Yeah.
Oh, IdolTube is a thing.
Oh, is it really?
IdolTube. Yeah, IdolTube.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. From, of course, famous idol vocalist Starry Night Sky's videos.
Oh, yes.
That everybody, of course, knows exist.
Naturally.
I know them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are like one of the biggest superstars in North America, I'm going to say.
And so kind and really interested in the indie idols scene and just helping, idols get better. So, their videos have been really helpful on my breathing control and stuff. So you'll just have to bear with me. And, but I'm going to do like a primarily like dance heavy routine.
Valerie nods and goes, oh, okay, and is, like, behind her back is, like, writing this name down.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, Starry Night Sky would totally be an idol name.
Oh, absolutely.
In this universe.
Yeah.
I can see them right now. They're like, I can see like a big flowing starry cape and like long, like multicolored hair, that kind of thing.
Yeah. They probably invented like the different light show that's become really popular in concerts. Yeah. And you're starting to recognize I got all my ideas from Starry Night Sky shows.
You're just all like, whoa, wait a second.
Wait, this sounds familiar. Yeah. So I'm not sure what I would roll because I'm not really gonna break anything because I'm the bull, by the way. So I punch stuff and I beat stuff up like martial arts style. So
I think actually give me a sec. I'm actually gonna pull up that custom beacon move and see if I can pull something together real quick for you here.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so for now, this is a placeholder move. I'll make a more formal move for this later, but for now, I'm reading off of the Beacon's custom move, It's Time for My Solo, which is, whatever you lack in magical might, you make up for with sheer gusto and or talent. Whenever you put your heart into a performance or impassioned speech with the intent to evoke a specific reaction in one or more people, roll plus savior.
Okay. My savior is -1.
Okay. I feel like I should give you a different label, but I've already read it out, so I'm gonna go with it.
Okay. When I transform, do any of my labels change?
Oh yeah, did you do your label shift when you transformed?
I did not, no.
You can do that now then. Sorry, I forgot to ask you. If any...
Yeah.
So you can take advantage of that and raise your savior if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my danger down to 2 and then increase my savior so at least I don't have a...
-1.
Yeah. And I'm gonna roll. I hope I don't bomb.
All right, so you got an 8 on that, and for this move, on a 7 to 9, all non-opponents in your audience react the way you want within reason, and you take +1 forward on your next roll.
Okay.
And none of the people in this room are opponents. Not even if they're like not necessarily your biggest fans, I wouldn't call them your opponents.
Yeah.
That's more for like enemies or rivals.
Yeah, when we meet our version of like the misfits.
Yes.
Gem in the
I have some
Hunger.
ideas. So you sufficiently impress the people in the room and take +1 forward on your next roll.
Basically, her interest is hip-hop these days, even though her background is ballet primarily, and like jazz and the classical styles. Hip-hop's that kind of dance that has a lot of street cred, if you will, so it's easy to go and find places where you can learn how to do hip-hop for free, as opposed to the other styles. But you can kind of see the fluidity of classical dance in her moves, mixed with the sharp moves of hip-hop in its own unique fusion. And there's, of course, fireworks whenever she makes a cool move.
Yes.
Yeah, Jaiden's definitely, again, applauding. His hands are probably really sore by now. But he doesn't look like he's letting up at all.
Yeah, and I'm still, like, standing in the ending pose, like, panting. And then I stop and do a little bow.
That was freaking awesome.
Oh, thanks. I flip my ponytail again.
Now it's Valerie's turn to do the second place clap. Like, oh, all right, yes, that was actually quite good.
And I did. I'm standing right next to Valerie, so they're doing the really second place clap, and I'm just like applauding like crazy. The contrast.
That's so adorable. I love your character.
All right, and as you're all finishing up and applauding each other and feeling good about everything, actually, the door bursts open one more time, and you see a very, like, excited-looking Ms. Doyle in the door frame, and she's smiling brightly at everybody, and she announces, "Guess what, everybody? You have a gig!" And that's where we're gonna leave it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you so much for listening to SuperIdols RPG. Our cast for today was Dana Lexa as Valerie Pearce, Tia Wind as Evangeline Blake, Maria Fanning as Ann Davil, Draconix as Jaiden Lott, Luca as Queen Bee, and ErynCerise as the GM. Special thanks go to today's featured VIP patrons, Apple, Tamiko N, Circus, Now, and Sensei 1477. This campaign is played using Masks, a new generation, written by Brendan Conway and published by Magpie Games, with custom moves by ErynCerise and Zak P. Our opening theme is Le Chevalier Noir Instrumental by Cyborg Jeff, and is used under license from Gemendo Music. Our ending theme is Born to Drive Me Crazy Instrumental by Lance Conrad. This song and all other music for this episode are royalty-free tracks under license from audioblocks.com, with the exception of Gothic Dark, a Creative Commons track by Peritune. This episode also uses additional music and sound effects from freesound.org. If you liked this episode, please consider liking and commenting on the YouTube upload, or leaving us a review on your podcasting platform of choice. Stick around for a teaser from a podcast we highly recommend, Brits on Bikes. Thank you again for listening, stay well, and goodbye until next time.
other news, it appears that Marsh Haven is on the up, as those good eggs over at Mondo Corps have done it again by announcing 150 new jobs once they open the doors to the Phoenix Plaza. Various boutiques and offices, the plaza boasts a new exhibition space.
Can you hear me?
Famous Pete Mummy, and a much-needed cash injection into local secondary school, Anna Kingsford Common.
Hello. Look, if you can hear this, then maybe all is not lost. Marsh Haven is not the place that you think it is. It has secrets, and there doesn't seem to be a sane adult in 100 miles of the place who wants to know. Look, just spread the word. The kids are doing the best they can, but the country needs to know. The world needs to know that...
Brits on Bikes is an actual play podcast powered by the Kids on Bikes RPG. Listen on your preferred podcatcher and follow us on Twitter @Brits_bikes. Keep on biking.